فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. وقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله. فقلت نعم، ها هو ما ولديك تحت الكساء. وأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرف الكساء وهما بيد اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمنهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وصلم لمن صالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، واجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم واذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت السماء مبنية ولا أرضا ماضية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا ومضية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. وقال الأمين جبرائيل يا رب ومن تحت الكساء؟ وقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. وقال جبرائيل يا رب أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا؟ وقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. علي الأعلى يقرأك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت السماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحضة ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئة ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم. وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، وهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ وقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء وقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني برسالته نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفلهم من محافل أهل الأرض وفيهم جماد عشيتنا وحبنا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. وقال النبي الثاني يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني برسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله عما ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. وقال علي إذا والله فزنا وصيدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا فصيدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. الله
ہم سوسخانی کے لیے ملتمس ہیں برادر شبی سے کہ آئیں وہ سوسخانی کریں. محمد وال محمد بلندتر صلوات.
برائے خوشنودی امام زمانہ بلندتر صلوات. حیرت میں ہوں کیوں جہاں میں آیا پانی حیرت میں ہوں کیوں جہاں میں آیا پانی دریا میں ہے کس لیے سمایا پانی دریا میں ہے کس لیے سمایا پانی یہ ابر جو لاکھ بار برسے ابر جو لاکھ بار برسے تو کیا شبیر نے تیدا نہ پایا یہ ابر جو لاکھ بار برسے تو کیا شبیر نے تیدا نہ پایا صلوات
اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد.
سورہ فاتحہ. صلوات.
اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد.
قید میں مولا تقی شام و سحر روتے تھے. قید میں تقی شام و سحر روتے تھے. روکتے بھی تھے نگہبان مگر روتے تھے. روکتے بھی تھے نگہبان مگر روتے تھے. یاد شبیر میں جب پیر کے سر روتے تھے. در و دیوار کا پھٹتا تھا جگر روتے تھے. در و دیوار کا پھٹتا جگر روتے تھے. مرتے مرتے بھی زباں پر شہ سودے ہی رہے. مدت قید میں عابد کے برابر ہی رہے. مدت قید میں عابد کے برابر ہی رہے. ان کے رونے سے ہزاروں کا جگر نرم ہوا. معتصم پہلے ہی جلتا تھا پر اب اور جلا. مل کے دیبان سے آخر وہ نے زہر دیا. جس کے پیتے ہی کلیجے میں گڑا تیر قضا. کچھ وصیت کے بھی لکھنے کی نہ مہلت پائی. قید میں وارث کاظم نے شہادت پائی. قید میں وارث کاظم نے شہادت پائی. کون زندہ میں اپنا تھا جو ان کو روتا. بے کسی لاشیں مظلوم پہ کرتی تھی بکا. نو بزرگ آپ کے فردوس میں کرتے تھے عذاب. ایک بی بی کی یہاں آئی ہے پر درد صدا. لاش پہ ان کو بیٹا نہ کوئی بھائی ہے. ہائے بچے تجھے غربت میں اجل آئی ہے. ہائے بچے تجھے غربت میں اجل آئی ہے. یا نہ مادر ہے، نہ بیوی ہے، نہ بیٹی نہ بہن، لاش کو ڈھانک کے والا نہ کوئی مرد نظر، اب یہ زندہ کے نگہباں کا ہے دل زوز سخن، تھا وہ طفل مدنی جس نے دیا غسل و کفن، سب نے دیکھا کہ وہ یوں پیٹ کے سر روتا ہے، جس طرح باپ کے ماتم میں پسر روتا ہے، جس طرح باپ کے ماتم میں پسر روتا ہے، قبر اتھر میں اتاری گئی جب ناشیمہ، نور سے ہو گئی روشن لہد پاک تمام، پھر کیا روکے کہیں سے اسے بی بی نے کلام کیا، رونے والے میرے شبیر کہ تجھ پر ہو سلام، خلد سے سارے بزرگوں کو یہاں لائی ہے، دفن کرنے تیرے میت کو بطول آئی ہے، دفن کرنے تیری میت کو بطول آئی ہے، قید میں مولا صلوات
اللہم صلی علی محمد وآلِ محمد۔ ہم اس مجلس کے سلسلے کو آگے بڑھاتے ہیں، ملتمس ہیں مولانا سید حسن مشتبہ رضوی صاحب سے کہ وائیں اور خطاب فرمائیں، محمد وآلِ محمد بلند تر صلوات۔ نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ رسالت، محمد نعرہ حیدری، نعرہ حیدری، محمد وآل محمد بلند تر صلوات۔ علی اولاد علی بلند تر صلوات۔
اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم، بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم، الحمدللہ رب العالمین وبہ نستعین، والصلاة والسلام علی اشرف الانبیاء والمرسلین، حبیب قلوبنا و طبیب نفوسنا رحمت للعالمین بالقاسم محمد والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أما بعد، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔ تمام حمد و ثنا خدا کی ہے کہ جس نے اس کائنات کو خلق کیا، اس کی خلقت کے اندر اس نے کچھ ایسے نور اپنی ایک خاص مخلوق کے لیے، ورنہ تو وہ نور تمام مخلوقات کے لیے ہیں، لیکن ایک خاص مخلوق کے لیے وصف کر دیے، بنا دیے، مقرر کر دیے، الگو بنا دیے، رول ماڈل بنا دیے، تاکہ خدا کی مخلوق ان انوار سے فائدہ اٹھا کے अपने अंदर भी एक नूर को लेकर है. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought a few personalities in this world that were the ambassadors of light, of His light. And the purpose for that was that the creation can take some of that light and put it inside of their heart. Remembering them, reminding yourself, commemorating their martyrdom, celebrating their birthdays, putting your kids' names as Taqi, as Naqi, as Ali, as Muhammad, as Hassan, as Hussain, showing your love for them and to grieve in their grief is so that you can associate yourself with them. But this association is only as a, you can say like Zahiri, It's sort of cosmetic. Okay? Because even that association, the enemies of theirs did too. The enemies also named their children by their names. They associate themselves that we are your, we love you, we would want to give you the position, we want to have that. They try to associate themselves to these personalities. But the actual core of that association is to build a character. A character does not automatically get built. This building didn't just appear out of nowhere, right? Do you think buildings, they just come out of nowhere? It doesn't happen. Anything that you're going to build requires certain processes, especially the people who are engineers, mashallah. There's quite a few people who are engineers. They know that you cannot just build a building without certain prerequisites, certain requirements, certain blueprints, certain raw material, certain skills, certain experience, certain knowledge, and you have to deal with it as a project. It's a project. There are milestones. You come up to those milestones. You continue forward. You check and balance. You look back whether things are okay or not, and you continue moving until the building is built. It's the same thing for our character. Actually, one of the purposes of a human being to be in this earth is to build their character. Now, there is no but 8 billion people. There's not even one person who doesn't have a character. True? कोई बंदा मिलेगा आपको जिसका कि किरदार ना हो. Will you find anybody that does not have any characteristics? That there are not some prominent things about that person that other people notice? Other people will notice things about you, you will notice things about the other person. Right? So there's nobody in the world that does not have characteristics or a character. The problem here is that very few people have actually built their character consciously. Okay? They haven't really built it consciously. They haven't gone through the processes that is required for a character to be built. What they've done is nakal utarli. Nakal utarli, counterband, counterfeit. Right? So you have something real. Like for example, the kids, they like Gucci, for example, or they like one of these brands. And then somebody, for example, in Pakistan or China, takes a look at it and then makes it and put the label on there. Almost the same way we have as Shias build our character. Same way, नकल उतारी है और नकल भी ओरिजिनल की नहीं उतारी. Even that counterfeit that we've done, even the Muslims in large, they haven't done this from the original. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Surely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that in the example of the Holy Prophet, you have the best of example. Meaning, You were going to build yourself from that original, not anything else. But we end up building ourselves from this person said this, that person said this person is doing this, so I will do this. He's going this way, so I'll go this way. My mom told me to do this, so I'll do it. My dad told me to do this, I'll do it. Right? It's just from nicks and knacks here and there, make a counterfeit and say, I'm a Muslim. When you look at the character of that person, there's got nothing to do with the original example that we're supposed to be of the Holy Prophet. If it was the case that we were actually, we built our character with the conditions that were there, according to the Holy Prophet, I can say this to you with a 100% guarantee that we as a Muslim Ummah would be totally different. We will not be this. Right now we've got counter-bad characters running the show. That actually, they just look, like for example, I look like a Muslim. Hopefully I look like one. Some people don't even look like one. Hopefully I look like a Muslim. I'll say Salaam Alaikum, Wa Alaikum Assalam, right? I'll pray namaz, right? I'll go fast. I'll go for Hajj. I'll take out some money in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? I'm doing all of these things. They seem like the person would say, this guy is a Muslim. But in reality, Islam is in the heart of a person who submitted that heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the person's heart has not submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is not in a state of submission, then that person is really not a Muslim. When we look at our hearts, we've submitted to everything else other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have submitted to our own egos, we've submitted to our culture, our, the morals and ethics that we think is right, not what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says is right. We submitted our heart to all of those things other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then this counterfeit looks like a Muslim. No. Imam Taqi alayhi salatu wasalam, before I go, we need to have original Muslims, not counterband. Okay? I'm maybe emphasizing this thing because nobody wants a counterband or counterfeit product is actually a deception that plays on the hearts of people that think that they've got something real. And that is actually one of the qualities of shaitan, is to deceive a person to the point where they don't realize what they're doing is wrong. That what they're doing is right, and when they find out it's wrong, it's too late. That's what the job of shaitan is. Imam says that a mu'min needs three things. Imam says that a mu'min needs three things. When we think about things that we need, we're never going to think about these three things that I'm just going to mention to you. If somebody asks you, what do you need? I need a house, I need a car, I need a wife, I need children, I need clothes, I need position, I need, I'll give you anything, whatever is in my pocket. It's not much, but whatever I have in my pocket, I'll give it to you if you said to yourself, no, this is what I have said in my life that I need. जो है ना मेरी जेब में वो मैं आपको देने के लिए तैयार हूं. अगर जो इमाम ने कहा कि एक मोमिन को एहतियाज है, अगर वो चीजें कभी आपने अपनी जिंदगी में सोची हो कि इसकी आपको जरूरत है. I have debit card to credit to, I'll go to the bank machine. Imam says that a mu'min needs three things. One is tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One thing that he needs is tawfiq min Allah, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. अभी आप हो रहे हैं कि नहीं, हमने तो तौफीक की कितनी दुआएं मांगी हैं. We've asked for tawfiq so many times, so that means that We must feel that this is something we need, we are missing. Right? Okay. Second, Imam says that person requires to listen to the consciousness of his or her heart. अपने ज़मीर की जो सुनता है, उसको ज़रूरी है कि वो ज़मीर की सुने. Third one, Imam says that person needs whoever gives the advice, if the advice is what is right, for that person to submit to it, accept it. These are the needs of a mu'min. Now you'll say, well, I've asked for tawfiq, so check number 1. तो मौलाना के पैसे लेते हैं. I've asked for tawfiq, so I've got one check already. I listen to my zamir, so I listen to my consciousness, so therefore that's the second check. And people have given me advice, and I have accepted their advice. If that was the case, we would be in a different state. आज मेरा और आपका किरदार और होता. If this was the case, mine and your character would have been totally different. Tawfiq, I'll tell you what it is. Tawfiq, then you'll see if that's basically what you've needed, right? Tawfiq is when all of the means that are necessary for a person to perform an action are collected, come together for that individual. That person has tawfiq. From where? Min Allah. You want to read Quran? You want to recite Quran? You want to... By the way, translation is not Quran. The word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Arabic text. The translation is not the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? You want to read the translation? You want to have the explanation of the Holy Quran? Some people want to learn a language like Arabic, or they want to learn Farsi, or they want to learn some other language. You want to be able to get up in the middle of the night to be able to recite the night prayers. You want to be able to do the nawafil. You want to be able to go for Hajj, right? All of these things. Before you go and asking for tawfiq, look at yourself. Maybe you have all of that. To recite Holy Quran, what do you need? What are the means that are necessary? No. What are the means necessary to read the Holy Quran? You need a Quran. Anyone here who doesn't have a Quran in their house? Anyone? Everybody has a Quran in their house? At least on your phone. Yes or no? Everyone has one? Okay. You need eyes. Anyone here blind? कोई अंधा है इधर? नहीं. सबकी आंखें हैं. Everyone has eyes. Alhamdulillah. You need a tongue? We have a tongue? Alhamdulillah. And the tongue that we have, ila mashallah, it doesn't stop. Meaning when it comes to other things, it's so long, it never stops. When we roll out that tongue for other things other than reading Quran, it just keeps going. It's probably longer than your Trans-Canada highway. It just keeps going. Straight line. We have a tongue. From the very beginning when we were young, our parents put the effort for us to be able to know how to read the Quran. Their dabar and so forth. You have the tawfiq min Allah. But you know what? We don't need it. What do we need? House, car, job, wife, children, TV, Netflix, Twitter, Facebook, cell phone, Instagram, Wi-Fi. Listening to your own consciousness. Our consciousness tells us exactly what is right and wrong. We don't listen to it. Someone comes and does nasiha to us, vaaz to us, we don't accept it. Imam Taqi says that a mu'min needs this. When a mu'min wakes up, these are the three things he says, I need. I need tawfiq min Allah. I need to listen to my consciousness. And I need to submit to someone who will give me advice. And this personality that we're talking about, he became an imam at the age of 8. At the age of 8, Imam Taqi ﷺ, because the imamat of Ahlul Bayt ﷺ is not based on teacher and student. It's not based on going and getting a degree from an institution. It's not based on, going and reading fiqh from someone, going and reading how to read the Quran from someone, going out and reading about history from someone. There's no teacher and student. What it is that it is the passing of the light from the Holy Prophet's heart to the heart of Imam Ali and so forth and so forth. You can go ahead and go through history. You will not find a single person who will claim that they happen to be the teacher of any of the imams. Otherwise, this designation would be a big deal. People would be very proud to say that I am actually the teacher of Imam Ali alayhi salatu, for whom the Holy Prophet has said that Ana Madinatul Ilm wa Aliyun Babuha, that I am the city of knowledge and Ali is the door of that. If there was a teacher, they would not hide. They would not, no. Agha Sahab, I don't really want to say it, I just want to be nameless. No, they would come out and say, that Madinatul Ilm, I am his teacher. You don't find that? None of the Aimam Ma'asumin al-Amsam were taught by teachers. That means that there is a light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that was transferred from one heart to the other heart. For that light to be transferred, you don't need to be 8 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 60 or 70. That transfer of light is instantaneous and it does not have to do anything with the age of a person, experience of a person, skill of a person. Therefore, Hazrat Isa ﷺ, when he was born, the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shone in his heart right at the time when he was born. Right at the time, he had all of that. And for our time, it's a lot easier to understand that. It's a lot easier to understand it. You say, yes, take, move forward. The reason why I say it's very easy to understand, like, for example, and this we do every day, so I'll just mention this example, but there are many other examples you can do. Every time you tap, when you go pay Tim Hortons, right? You tap. What are you doing? Are you putting any PIN card? Are you doing anything? No. You bring the card closer to that machine. These two devices communicate instantly. Right? The transfer of information goes instantly. Your PIN number, your bank account number, how much money you have in there, and all of the details that are necessary for that device to say, I accept. Without a connection, just tap. NFC, the transfer of data through that. You just bring the two things together. That's it. Transfer happened. You bring a Quran, you bring another, you have a device, two devices, you bring them together, tap them, the whole Quran goes into the other. Was there a teacher required? Was there a book required? Was there anything else required? No. Instantaneously, the whole of the Quran, over 6,000 verses, were transferred into the other. You want to do more? There are softwares out there that have 150,000 books. Software. 150,000 books, they are searchable. What would you have to do to transfer that knowledge? What would you have to do? Tap. All of the 150,000 books are going to transfer into the other device. In our day and age, it's very easy to understand that if man can come up with a technology that does not require any connections, then only one thing is there, transfer it to as many things as you want. Then why do we have a problem that the whole of the Quran was revealed to the heart of the Holy Prophet in the month of Ramadan? Why do we have a problem? We don't have a problem there. But when it comes to Imam Masumin alayhi salam, history, people have debated. That an 8-year-old cannot have the divine, the divinity, the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside of his heart. Imam is the youngest of all of the Imams. He was 25 years old. He was martyred. Imambargah alayhi salam, he happened to be in Makkah and he gave a letter to one of his companions to take it home. And the person says that he happened to have lost his sight. So he comes to the door of the house of Imam Taqi alayhi salam, which was the house of Imambargah alayhi salam, knocks on the door, the servant comes out, and the servant has Imam Taqi alayhi salam in a cradle. Because Imambargah alayhi salam martyred, and then Imam Taqi alayhi salam became an Imam at the age of 8. At that time, he was really, really young. The person delivers a letter. Imam says to the servant, make sure the seal is okay, open it. And then afterwards asks this person, says, how are you doing? He said, Imam, I'm okay, but I've lost my sight. He said, don't worry, come here. Imam, with those little hands, placed it on his eyes and asked him, what is it now? And he says, I see. I said, I can see now. Right? So now, when we listen to that, a child doing, we'll say, not possible. But if we listen to someone who's 60 years old, that he was 60 years old, went through some sort of things, and that, if that person had placed his hands on the eyes of someone and they could see again, we will accept that. Why? Because we try to lock the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this 5-foot something body, in this white hair, in a title, in a position, in money, okay? In an institution, in a degree. The light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like this. Once the heart is ready, it's received. And so. The other thing was, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam was preparing for the advent of Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam. The last 3 Imams, and Imam is in Arabic, the meaning is, they used to have a device that would make sure the wall is straight. Right? They would, you've probably seen that too, it's quite old. They'll have a string, and then in the bottom there's a weight, right? And you would, like the ones who do the brickwork, they would have it, and to make sure that the bricks are aligned properly. So, the root word is coming from there. So, Imam is a person who makes sure that the Ummah is not going in the wrong direction. That the building of the Ummah is not going crooked. Right? So, the last 3 of the Imams, they are the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they have the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are merciful to people, they are knowledgeable, they are generous, they have all of the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within them, but the people who were around them saw that because of these qualities, and be very, is baat ko gaur se suniyega. The Imams were not martyred because, mazallah, they would cheat, because they did not have the knowledge, because they were angry people hurting other people, because they were, mazallah, crooked character. For none of these reasons, Imams were martyred. The reason why they were martyred is because they had in their character the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within. And people saw that. This was their crime. This was their crime. And if you have the characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you live in a time where these characteristics are not according to the norm, the stature, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be a problem. You go to Saudi, you see people who are actually, they've not committed no crime. But they have good character, they have the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're merciful to people. What do they get? Punished. You look at Sheikh Zakzaki, what crime does he have? What is his crime that he is in prison, that he's given 6 of his children? What is his crime that he needs medical attention and his basic human rights are not given? What is his crime that his wife also has to suffer with him? What is his crime that his body has been poisoned while he's in prison? What is his crime? These are the examples in our time. Those were the examples in those times. If your character happens to be the characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the person who is the oppressor, who does not want those qualities to be transmitted into others, they will make sure that you suffer. They will make sure. Why? Because as the society starts building morals and ethics and values and building a character that is based on the characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guess what happens? People's eyes open and they start seeing that this guy who's supposed to be the ulil amr for us, he's got a wine in his other hand, and he's going and gambling in the casinos, and he's got all of this money that he's lavishly spending on the sins that are classified as the greatest sins. How can this person be eligible to rule over us? How can the keys of Khana Kaaba be allowed to be in their hands? The house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How is this possible? So therefore, what do they do? Anyone who shows those characteristics, punish them, put them in the prison, kill them. This is what happens today, and that's what happened in the past. And they are truly oppressed by the people. There are one oppressed that is oppressed by their own selves. We are those ones. We are the people who are Muslim, but the zulm is done by our own hands. And then there are those individuals who are mazloom, but the zulm is done by the hands of others. They themselves were not zalim on their own soul. They had the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They had the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were not mazloom inside. They were free inside. Even if they put them in prison, they were free. They would, bring difficulties. It's okay. They've got Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They had the courage. They had the courage to say the truth even if the other side is going to kill you. They were free men. It is the people who did what they did to them. That when we commemorate their martyrdom, we remember those who did not give the rights of those individuals who were supposed to be the friends of Allah, who had the mercy of Allah, who had the ability to have the knowledge of the unseen, who had these characteristics that other people saw as conducive for them to go towards Allah. In the same respect, today too, Imam Taqi ﷺ is Muslim. If this was one of the other Aimma's martyrdom, this whole center would be full. आपको यहाँ पे बैठने की जगह नहीं मिली, लेकिन क्योंकि इमाम तक़ी अलैहिस्सलाम की शहादत है तो लोग घर में भी बैठ के देख रहे हैं, नहीं भी आ रहे. यानी लिटरली अगर आप देखें तो हमने इमाम अली अलैहिस्सलाम को, इमाम हसन, इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम को, और इमाम ज़मान अलैहिस्सलाम और इमाम रज़ा अलैहिस्सलाम, हज़रत अब्बास को भी शामिल कर, यानी ये वो हस्तियां हैं. These are the personalities that we have given the most amount of attention. उसके अंदर रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की भी नहीं है. और हम अपने आप को कहते हैं हम इतना अशरी हैं, हम 12 इमामों को मानते हैं, हम 12 इमामों के मसाइब पे रोते हैं, हम 12 इमामों की फ़ज़ाइल पे जो है वो फ़ज़ाइल पढ़ते हैं. कहाँ भाई, किधर है ऐसा? नहीं. Imam Taqi ﷺ, I mean, if you think about the way he prepared the Shias for the Ghaibat al-Sughra and Kubra, the last 3 Imams did. Majority of his contact with the Shias, with the people, were through his representatives. Wukala. He had 13 of them. 13 of them, even in Sistan as well, like in, where Ayatollah Sistani is from. Right? In Basra as well, he had 13, in different cities, he had 13 representatives that would communicate 63 people's handwritten writing, letters we have in history that wrote to the Imam. And not all of them were Shia. He communicated with all of the different faiths that were there, who had taken a different part. He communicated with them, he sat with them, he spoke with them, he did debates with them. He told them, what is the actual truth. There were some people who had come up with the idea that God is body. At the time of Imam Taqi alayhi salam, people would have this idea that God has body, meaning how he sits on a throne, right? He has, he can put his leg in the hellfire. He can, that he was a body. Imam Taqi alayhi salam would say, if you say that God is body, your own mind cannot comprehend, cannot have an image of God. How can you give it a body? Your own mind can't. You go in front of the mountains that you have here. You go in front of the mountain. Try to look at the magnanimity of that mountain. One mountain. One mountain. Try to think about the magnanimity, the greatness of that one mountain. How many minerals are there? How many fossils are there? What can be inside of that mountain if you were to take it apart and put it aside? And then try to put it back together in the same place. You couldn't do that. Your mind will go off. If your mind cannot comprehend one of His creation, how can your mind comprehend the one who created everything? You go take a look at a flower sometime. Just look at it. Keep looking at that flower. Because beauty is not in collection, peripheral this way. Beauty is in detail. Allahumma salli. So, I gave you the example of the flower. You. Okay, you. Majority of our image of our beauty, of our physical form is not good. Majority of us don't think of ourselves as to be, some people maybe, but majority, they don't think they are handsome, or the sisters would think they're not beautiful. Go in the mirror, stand, don't look at the whole of you. Just look at your eyes. Just your eyes. You'll find them to be so beautiful. There might be an almond shape, it might be some different other shape. Try to look at your retina. If you could look at your retina in a microscope or in, highly magnified, it seems as if it's a galaxy. It's one of those pictures of the galaxies, it seems that way. Right? So when you cannot do that, Imam would say, how can you say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a body? Then there was other ideology of ghulu, that the whole of the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is managed by Imam Masumin alayhi salam or the Holy Prophet. The management of this universe, the Rabbul Alameen, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and no one else. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not need managers. Managers are required by those people who cannot manage everything together. Where a person cannot be in 10 places at the same time, so they're going to have 10 managers to manage it. Managers are required by people, not by the omnipotence, the absolute creator of everything, who created everything without even before existing a plan or a shape or a form, who says kun fayakun and it happens. That being does not need managers. People at that time start saying that the Arbab are Imam Masumin or is the Holy Prophet. In a way, more or less, we still have those ideologies that are, popping up or we are accepting. मसलन एक आप बहुत फेमस है, वो पढ़ देते हैं, हम बता देता हूँ आपको, मसलन रब जाने तो हुसैन जाने, जेरा रब ने जानना है वही इमाम हुसैन ने जानना है। इमाम हुसैन ने कोई और चीज नहीं जाननी। ये नहीं कि इमाम हुसैन कुछ और जानेंगे तो रब कुछ और जानेगा, नहीं, ये सेपरेशन नहीं है। आप इन दोनों चीजों को सेपरेट नहीं कर सकते कि एक इमाम हुसैन की विल है, दूसरी खुदा की विल है। खुदा के पास जाके कहते हैं बेटे दे दो, कहता है नहीं देने। इमाम हुसैन के पास जाके कहते दे दो। Then you go to Imam Hussain and say, I want 7 children. He says, you go to Allah and say 7 children. He says, no, I'm not going to give it to you. You go to Imam Hussain and he says, okay, I'll give it to you. There's no 2 wills. It's only one will. And that is the will of Allah. No creation that He has created can go against the will of Allah. No creation. Every creation is subservient to that will, no matter how great that personality becomes. Even the Holy Prophet of Allah, who is the best of the creations of Allah, who is the best of the prophets, who had come the closest to Allah, no other creation has gone as close as the Holy Prophet, is subservient to the will of Allah. There's nobody. Imam Taqi ﷺ has done la'anat on them. He has done la'an on those people who do ghulu. इमाम तकी की उन लोगों पे लान है जो गुलू करते। क्यों? क्योंकि वो लोग शिया के मजहब के, अकायद के, तौहीद के, रुसालत के, नबूवत के, क़यामत के, अदल इलाही के, फ़ुरूए दीन के, अखलाक की जड़ों को काट रहे हैं। उन पर लान नहीं होगी तो किस पे होगी? उन लोगों को खुदा अपनी रहमत से के दायरे से नहीं निकालेगा तो और किसको निकालेगा? और आज today Imam Taqi ﷺ had many even slaves he would buy, he would train, he would teach and let them go. His personality is such that his imamat was for 16 years, but the amount of work that he has put in. If you were to, sometimes you say that in history we don't have much about Imam Taqi ﷺ. This is our excuse not to find out about him. It is our excuse. Even if you have 1 page about Imam Taqi ﷺ, if you were to ponder on that page, it will become 1,000 pages. तारीख के एक वर्क का मुताला करें, उस पर ताक़ुल करें, तदब्बुर करें, वो एक तारीख का सफ़ा 1000 सफ़े बन जाएगा। It was 16 years, but in that 16 years, amazing. Many other things that I wanted to say too, but I think so far just this much. Let's not, be those who look at our Imam Masumin al-Islam with our own filter. They're all the same. They're all Radha. They're all Ali. They're all Hussain. Awwaluna Muhammad, Awsatuna Muhammad, Akhiruna Muhammad, Kulluna Muhammad. There's no difference between them. They are the same, whether they were martyred at the age of 25 or 58, whether they were martyred by a sword or they were martyred by poison, whether they were put into prison or not. They're all the same. They have the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that shone in their hearts, that illuminated the hearts of others, that became a threat to the enemies of Allah. I started off telling you, build a character based on consciousness. Not ban jayega. It will happen, no. Take each characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, learn what it means, and bring it in your character. You are a project, you are a building, you are the construction worker, you are the engineer, you are the raw material, you are all of that. Whatever you build today is what you're going to take tomorrow. That is what you will be tomorrow, whatever you build today. So build it wisely, build it according to the original. Don't be a counterband, counterfeit Muslim. We've got enough of those. Be an original copy. That from your character, the fragrance of the character of the Holy Prophet should be there. If you're the follower of the Imams, you should have knowledge. You should have mercy. You should be forgiving. You should be generous. In every aspect, you should be generous. Imam Jawad alayhi, when he used to go out of the house, Imam Radha alayhi, his father would say to him, Beta, son, when you go out, make sure. In a young age, right? He only saw his dad for 8 years. In a very young age, he used to say to Imam Taqi alayhi, when you go out, make sure you have some gold or silver, so that if someone comes up and says something to you, I need something, you're able to give it to them. Take some money with you. Just in case somebody comes up to you and says, I want something. And the event of his martyrdom, when you're given poison, I don't know if you've ever seen a person who's been given poison, but depending on the poison, the way it works is that it's first of all, it starts attacking the nervous system. Slowly, the body movements, they become difficult to do. The body, and then it starts spreading from there. And it goes to the organ, and there are poisons out there that actually liquefies the organs. The poison that was given to Imam Jawad alayhi, to Imam Taqi alayhi, the effect of it. It's difficult for us to understand. There was physical pain. The emotional pain was what was going to be left. The condition that the people were left in. The mental anguish was that he's 25, his dad, so many things happened, he was taken from his home, gone into another place. All of these things that happened, now I am leaving this to my son, who will leave it to his son. And when will this chain end? And امام تقی علیہ السلام کی جو پریشانی تھی، جو ان کا دکھ تھا، جو ان کا درد تھا، جسم اندر سے پگھل رہا تھا، جسم اندر سے ٹوٹ رہا تھا. امام علیہ السلام ایسا ایسا اندر ان کو زخم لگ رہے تھے. دیکھیں لوگوں نے امام حسین علیہ السلام کے جسم مطہر پر زخم لگائے. کہتے ہیں کہ عصر کے ٹائم پہ امام حسین کے جسم مطہر پہ اتنے زخم تھے، کوئی جگہ نہیں بچی تھی ایک اور زخم لگ گئے. اتنے تیر مارے، اتنے نیزے لگے، اتنی تلواریں لگی، اتنے پتھر مارے. So many wounds were on the body of Imam Hussain alayhi salam that there was no place for another wound. These wounds were outside. یہ باہر کے زخم تھے. میرے امام تقی کے اندر کے زخموں کو کوئی دیکھے کس طرح سے اس زہر نے اندر سے امام کے جسم مطہر کو کاٹا. امام کا دکھ کیا تھا، وہ was worry. ان کا دکھ کیا تھا، ان کا درد کیا تھا. انہوں نے امام زمان علیہ السلام کے آنے کے لیے یہ جو تیاری کی تھی، کس کے آگے کہاں پہنچے گی یہ چیز، کب تک چلے گا یہ. امام تقی نے جو کوشش کی وہ زمینہ سازی تھی امام زمان علیہ السلام کے لیے. امام معصومین علیہ السلام سوچتے تھے نا جب امام کا امام باقر علیہ السلام کہتے ہیں کہ میں کاش اس کے زمانے میں ہوتا تو میں اس کا غلام بن جاتا. ان کی پریشانی یہ آج کا حسین ہے، یہ آج کا عاشور ہے، یہ آج کا کربلا ہے. یہ ان کی پریشانی ہے. ان کا ساتھ دیں اس پریشانی میں. امام زمان کو جو ہے وہ ان کے دل کو زخم نہ لگائیں، ان کے دل کو سکون پہنچائیں. خدایا ہم تیرے سے درخواست کرتے ہیں. Lord, we pray to you that for the sake of beings that were the projection of your light on this earth, have a little light of that projected into our hearts. Allah, bring our character to the place of the character that will resemble more closely to the character of the Holy Prophet in our time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the opportunity and the ability and the power to be able to become the true followers, in which we can bring about that result that is your promise that one day this earth is going to be owned by those individuals who were oppressed by the people. We are the individuals who have been oppressed by the people, but my Lord, we are also the oppressors. My Lord, we oppress our own selves. I have oppressed my own self. Give me the opportunity, the ability to stand against myself. Give me that light into my eyes in which I can see the reality, the right and wrong. Give me that advisor who is going to advise to me what is right for me. Give me that tawfiq, which is the tawfiq which is promised by you for those individuals who will get all of the resources to get close. Give me that voice of the conscience that will speak to me, that will tell me what is right and wrong, that will always be honest with me, and I will not deceive myself. Make the coming of our Imam as soon as possible.